Yo, what's good people, it's J Cactus, and in today's video, I'm going to be making a smooth R&B drill beat from scratch. I want to make this one quite soulful, so you know the vibes. I'll probably start off with some nice chords, find a vocal to chop, and then use some different drums other than the standard drill sounds. So yeah, I don't think I'll waste any time with this one, I'll get straight into it. Alright, so first things first, I want to build a real nice chord progression. So I'm going to start off with a piano, find the chords that I like, and then swap out the instrument. I know when I make these R&B drill tutorials, I always end up swapping it for an electric piano, and that's just because it always works for these type of beats. But I might see if I can find something different for this one. For the BPM, because it's going to be a bit smoother, I can bring it down. Let's go with 140. I think like 95% of my beats are between 140 and 145. I need to get out of this habit one day. Alright, so I'll start with addictive keys, and I don't know why, but since I've made some updates, some of my plugins are just huge and I can't figure out what it is. When I got this 4K monitor, loads of my plugins were tiny, so I had to bridge them, but now since I've been updating things, they're massive and I don't know how to change it. So if anyone has a solution for this, then let me know. And let's not select a scale for this one right now, let's just build some chords, and we'll start with some bass notes. So I like the sound of that, and then what we could do is just build some chords from here, but maybe bring them up an octave. Like if we just took a G minor chord. So I like the sound of that. And that. And let's try the same with this. So like that, and that actually. And I'm just going to follow that process, so I'm going to see if a minor or major works better here. I think maybe this. Yeah, it's sounding hard actually. I actually like the way this chord sounds, and I don't even think this fits any scale because I've got a D, a C sharp, and a C, which is not technically right, but it sounds right. But I'm going to move these across, and maybe these ones back. So yeah, I'm just going to run with it. That's one problem with setting scales. Once you set scales, you think that you have to stay within that scale, and it kind of limits you. It's one thing that I've been trying to learn. So I like the way this sounds, and then for the second one, I could maybe make a few changes. So I like the way that sounds too. I'm going to go ahead and randomize the velocity. And then I want to strum the end ones a bit more than the other two. So let's bring these out. I think there. And then with these, they can be a similar amount, just a bit less than the end ones. Yeah. Alright, so I've got my chord progression. I'm just going to copy the piano now and then see if I can figure out a count melody on the keyboard. Okay, so I got this. And this was a nice part from the take. Ooh, you know what? I like this preset. This is from Analog Labs. This could be one layer, and then find something to layer this with. And I like this actually, the Bright Electric GT preset. This fits kind of nice underneath. I like the sound of this. This could work. I'm thinking a lead rather than more keys. Okay, I'm thinking another instrument just to repeat the chords, but directly after the first one. So maybe a higher one or some bells or something. I'll see what I can find. Okay, maybe this one. And I'll just copy the chords over. But I can shorten these. Yeah, just like a plot. Alright, so I think it just needs two more things. I'm hearing a pad just to go underneath everything. And then I'm also hearing some vocal chops. So let's work on the pad first. Okay, so the pad that I found is Cave of Swallows. And then I've just added an EQ. And I'm just keeping this section here. I felt like it was missing a few low mids. Okay, and then on that pluck, I've just added EQ. Just to take out some of the highs. And the Echoplex preset. Alright, so I'm going to add a sub bass in there, but it's only going to be for a few parts of the beat, like maybe the intro or a bridge, because then I'll be swapping it for 808. And I'm just using this bass Suburban. I think it just needs to be that. But I think this bass is going to work better, and I've just added a few more notes. Alright, so I'm just adding some vocals from Arcade. It's this band called Open Book. Before I process them, I'm going to render it and chop them up a bit. So we're starting with this. Because I want to repeat some of these. Alright, so this is how I want to chop it. Where it says love, I want to repeat that. And then paste it here. So it'll be like this. Yeah, there we go. Let's try that. Alright, cool. I've definitely got enough instruments in there now. I've got enough to work with when I start arranging it. So I'm just going to start adding in the drums. Alright, so for the drums, I want to use some that will fit well with R&B beats. And I'm thinking I want to go for some kind of like boom bap sounds. So this is another kit that's getting released soon. This is a boom bap kit. I'm slowly making a vault. I'm going to have a new trap kit, new boom bap kit, R&B kit, and then I think a drill kit too, all merged in one. So I think this one or this. And the pattern's going to be a little bit different. For the kick, I'm going to use the GOAT one. And to be honest, I usually make the 808 pattern first and then layer the kick, but I've got a pattern in my head. I'm going to copy that snare pattern. Alright, I'm going to use a counter snare though. Let's go for something like this. I'll start with a simple pattern, but I'm going to need to change a few things. Trying to match the bounce. Okay, and I'm just gonna layer that with something like, we'll go with a lower one like this. Alright, so I've just panned the second one quite randomly, just so it's not straight on top of the first counter snare. Makes it stand out a bit more. That's all it needs. I think the sub bass might have been off as well. Alright, and I'm going to try and pitch everything up like one semitone just because I want the bass to hit a little bit higher. Okay, and for the 808, I think it has to be the posted one, you know. Bring everything down except for the hold. Let's see how it sounds. I'll have this one slide up though. Alright, so I've got the 8-weight pattern down. Alright, and I think a ride is going to fit well in this one. So yeah, that ride pattern can probably play in the hook, and then when it comes to the verse, I can ease that off. Alright, so I've just added this riser from my old kit, and I always like to check the pitch of risers. So I'll come to this tool here, go to detect pitch regions, and the original one was kind of landing on A. So I wanted it to match the root note of D sharp, so I had to pitch it up. So yeah, that would be 600 cent. Alright, so I think that's going to be it for the drums. So as usual, I'm just going to start mixing it. I'll arrange everything, probably add 1 or 2 more effects or something, and then I'll show you the final outcome. Alright, so I finished mixing and arranging the beat, and I didn't really change too much. I added a second 8-weight pattern like I always do. Made a quick change to the snare pattern, but that's only after every 8 bars. And then yeah, I'm just going to talk you through it as I go. So in the intro, I'm just starting off with both the keys. And then I just cut the riser. So it's quite a long intro, full 16 bars. We got the sub bass here, and then just a few of the vocals. But I left the vocals out of the hook. So yeah, we've got the lead, and then I saved the plot for the second half. Plus the ride and open half. And this is the second 8-weight pattern. So yeah, when it comes to the verse, drop straight into the vocals. So yeah, I kind of like the live drum sounds. Something a bit different, but you have to experiment with sounds instead of using the same ones all the time. So a little break here. And then for the bridge, it's a little bit similar to the intro. I just pitch the vocals down an octave. And then back to the hook. And then yeah, the rest of it's just the same. So I hope you liked the video and I hope you're feeling the beat. And if you do like this style of drill, then definitely let me know in the comments, because it's really one of the only ways I can tell if you actually like these videos and if I should keep making them. Most of the time when I'm deciding on new content, I base it on your feedback. So yeah, it's one of the best ways to let me know. But either way, I appreciate you all for watching the video. Much love once again, and I'll see you next time.